Hey there, Libra. Welcome to reading for the week of December 2nd. This week, we are going to jump right in here. You have this Fork in the Road card and this Blessed card. So I love this Blessed card. There could be blessings coming in for you after, a lot of work, basically. The Blessed card is card number 22. And 22 is a Master Builder number. And 22 is not necessarily easy. It's kind of like a pain in the ass, to put it bluntly, Libra. So and it's not bad, but it's usually just work. And so I think that the Bless card is kind of saying that you've been doing a lot of that kind of foundational work to build something in your life, and now you could be receiving the blessings, which is great. And sometimes I think that number 22 is it's like a lot of back to the drawing board type energy. It's a lot of having to kind of like, get things right. And, but usually we have to get things right with this card, through iteration, meaning that, we have to keep trying to get something that we want to work. And so I think that's what you've been through with this card. Definitely popping into my head. I just moved this year from a house number 22, and yeah, it was definitely an adventure. So, I feel for you, right? But you have the Queen of Wands, the Five of Wands, and the Sun. The Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. She moves towards the sun. She has a sunflower right here, and the sunflower points her direction. The sunflower is telling her to move towards the sun because sunflowers point towards the sun. So she's needing to do things that bring her more joy, happiness, things that she thinks she should do. You also have the Five of Wands, which can represent conflict. Again, coming from a house number 22, I will tell you, I don't know if you believe in the whole numerology thing, but I don't know, after living in that house, I can tell you that there was, it wasn't like conflict, but it's like everything I was working on, I was having to redo, do again, start over, all that stuff, right? And so I think that a lot of you are kind of feeling that energy or have been. The good news is I think that you're moving past it, which is great. And I also think that you have learned a lot. That's the whole point of 22 is that it's a master builder number. You are learning how to build. And sometimes we have to experience challenges or, obstacles so we can learn how to overcome them so that they're easier in the future. And like I said, usually we learn a lot when we deal with that number. You have the Sun. So, very good. The Sun is the best card in the tarot, brings a lot of joy and happiness into your life. And I love readings that have the Queen of Wands to the Sun because, like I said, the Queen of Wands has to move towards the Sun. And so having the Sun in the reading basically says you are moving towards the Sun, which is your happiness or some sort of accomplishment that could make you feel happy. The Fork in the Road card, I do think you have a choice to make, but I also think you're just going to make the choice. You have the Ace of Swords here. Ace of Swords is laser-like focus. So Ace of Swords really tells me that you are very focused on accomplishing something, also because we have the World card. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Hierophant. Hierophant is about bringing your vision down to earth, at least in your reading. I think it is, because the Hierophant communicates with both heaven and earth. It kind of translates the messages from heaven down to earth. But, on a personal level, this could say that you have a dream, a goal, wish, something you're trying to accomplish, and you are bringing that dream now into the world. And we end with the world here. So whenever I have a reading like this that goes from the Hierophant to the world, it definitely tells me that you are, building something that is a dream in the world. With the Five of Wands, you have the High Priestess here. So these two are divine counterparts. I look at them as better divine counterparts than the Emperor and the Empress, because usually it's a more spiritual connection. You have the Page of Cups here as well. And so, if you want love, this could be a love connection. I also feel this is just saying that, again, you're mixing the vision, Hierophant, bringing it down to earth. The High Priestess has to explore the mysteries of the vision. So she actually has her back to the world. Well, what I should say is that we don't really know, but there is a theory in the tarot that she has shut out the world. Like she is trying to quiet the noise so that she can listen to her higher self, or so that she can actually listen to her intuition. And you have the Five Wands there, and the Five Wands could just be a lot of noise. A lot of people who are causing conflict, or a lot of people who are just making too much noise in your life. And so if you need to shut out the noise, it would be a good time to do that. With the Sun, you show up. Are you kidding? right here. So justice. Whenever you show up as yourself, that puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I think for a lot of you, you're just kind of showing up in a strong position here, and it's going to allow you to get what you want. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this owl. It says prophecy, attentiveness, and secrets. The high priestess is secrets. You have a starfish. It says cosmic energy, mystical awareness, and regeneration. So a lot of mystical, prophecy type stuff going on here, which could just be your dream. Like maybe you have been having dreams about your dream that you want to live, and I would start moving in those directions. It's funny that you have this regeneration card, because again, 22 is definitely that back to the drawing board energy, like I was saying, where maybe you've had to work through something a couple of times. So it's like you've had to regenerate something multiple times in your life, especially if you're working on a dream or a project or a business or a goal that you have, or some sort of accomplishment with the world. It's like you've had to, go back over it. And, I think you are. But the starfish is also, the other thing that's popping into my head is that these starfish are very flexible. They can move in whatever direction they want. Every direction is forward for the starfish. So I think this is making you more flexible. You have the Two of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Ten of Wands. Again, the Two of Swords is also about needing to be flexible. She's thinking she only has two options, but really she has a third option behind her here with this island that's showing up behind her. And so I think for a lot of you, this could say that it's time to move in a new direction, or it's time to open up to new opportunities with the Two of Swords. And it's time to look at other ways of doing things, plain and simple. You have the Queen of Pentacles. I'm pretty sure for years you've been getting the Queen of Pentacles with me. So yeah, I think this is just a repeat message that you always get about being resourceful. And so the Queen of Pentacles, if she is setting out to do something, she doesn't necessarily need to have everything that she thinks she needs. She's focusing on this pentacle. She's not focusing on this rabbit right here. And so she's focusing on what she has, not on the fears or the anxiety that this rabbit can represent. And so I think that focusing on the resources that you have that can get you closer to your goal is the kind of the trick with the Queen of Pentacles, and that's what I would focus on. I also do feel like you are increasing your resources, though. So again, you could be, forming new connections that help you build whatever you're trying to build, or you could just be literally making more money, and that would be a good thing. You have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is about getting to the end of a long journey. Personally, I like the Ten of Wands. I know some readers don't, and I get it, but the Ten of Wands, he planted those wands. They represent his harvest, and he's about to reach his home. So he is very close to having a harvest, and I think that, I'm pretty sure in the past, you've had a lot of those cards that kind of say your hard work is paying off, for example, Libra. And so I feel like your hard work is finally paying off. And if we look here, we have a victory with the Ace of Swords, and then an accomplishment with the World card. So you've been really putting in the work, which we said with the 22 here. And now I think you're receiving the blessings from all the work that you've been doing. With the Two of Swords, you have the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I would be very careful with Knight of Swords during Mercury retrograde like we have right now. What is today? The retrograde is happening now when you're watching this video. And Knight of Swords just says no rushing. This Mercury retrograde, I think, it's happening in Sag, and I see how it could be a little bit frustrating for people. Sagittarius wants freedom. Sagittarius wants to be playful. Sagittarius wants the freedom to explore. And so maybe with the retrograde, there are certain restrictions on exploring or, doing things that you want to do. So I would just he can be a little bit restless. And if you're feeling that restless energy, I would put it into something like going for a walk or doing a puzzle. It might sound ridiculous, but, I think other than guilt, I think restlessness is probably one of the more destructive energies that we can deal with as humans. But as long as we put it into something, we'll be fine. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Emperor. Probably you taking the lead in your life because you show up as yourself. There's a little bit of love here and everything, but this reading is really about you, is what I would say. It's about changes you're making, you finishing something up or picking a new path. So the Emperor would just say that you're kind of taking the lead on your journey. With the Ten of Wands, you do have the Knight of Cups. So again, definitely could be a knight in shining armor for those of you that want love. I wouldn't say this is a love reading, but it's definitely showing up here. So if you want it, it's available to you. The Knight of Cups can also be your dream. He's looking into that cup there, and he is dreaming of his dream. And all he has to do is plant seeds in front of that water, and they will grow. So I think it's definitely time to get working on a dream or a vision. Next in the area, messages from your future self. You have this card that says, nothing will come of this situation. Yes, if you're worrying about something, I would stop worrying about it. You have this new moon in Virgo. It says a time to give rather than take. I don't really feel this is a problem for you here, Libra, like the whole give-take thing. I actually think you are, operating in balance, but it could still be a good time to give. You have the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Page of Wands. The Seven of Cups is about being spoiled for choice or having a lot of options. So I think you do have a lot of options at this time with the Seven of Cups, and I would just stay open with that Two of Swords right before it. Seven of Cups, he's dreaming of something, those Seven Cups, but he's dreaming of good things and bad things. There's good things and bad things in those cups. So he needs to stop dreaming in a lot of ways. Like, he needs to find out what is going to happen. So if you have a dream, I think this is saying, especially if you've tried to do it before, it's saying you need to see it through to the end so you can find out what the outcome is actually going to be, because you have the Ace of Swords, which is a victory or a big win. Definitely could be a big victory coming in for you. The Ace of Swords can represent a sacrifice. We have this palm frond right here, this olive branch over here. Palm fronds in the tarot, palm trees represent survivor energy because they grow in the desert, but they can also represent sacrifice or making a sacrifice in the tarot. And usually with the Ace of Swords, we have to cut one thing out so that we can have something better. But it could be anything. You could be cutting out a bad habit. You could be cutting out a person. You could be cutting out, maybe you're trying to work on 2 dreams at once, and you don't really have to completely eliminate it and never do it. But it could say that you are bringing your focus to one thing, because again, the Ace of Swords is laser-like focus. It says focusing on one thing, having that laser-like focus is what makes you successful. And I think that would just be really good with the Ace of Swords. I also feel there could be some positive news coming in for you as well. I don't normally say that. This can be a card of communication, but I don't normally look at it as a good news card, but I do feel that this could be good news. You have the Page of Wands. Page of Wands, again, is about going on the adventure. The Page of Wands is kind of tricky because he just moves towards his enthusiasm, meaning he can be excited about a journey or a dream, and he just starts the adventure. He doesn't really know if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. The only thing that he knows is that he is excited about the idea of, going on the adventure or following the dream or whatever it is. So I think it would be an amazing time for you to move in a direction towards something that is just simply exciting or, could be fun for you, right? And that's what I would do with the Page of Wands energy. I also get something about learning something new. And so, but it's kind of popping into my head as a knowledge gap. It's sometimes I think we get excited about something. We're I'm going to, start this business or whatever. And then we realize how much we have to learn to be able to do it. And I kind of have one of those moments coming up for you where it's maybe you're realizing what's missing, on your journey. And you're kind of saying to yourself, oh, great, and now I have to learn all this stuff. But the Page of Wands is about making it fun. So I think as long as you can make it a fun thing for you to do, it will be good. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. All these pages, again, pages are messengers as well, kind of like the knights. Most people look at the knights as messengers, but sometimes I feel the pages can also represent good news coming in or just news in general. The Page of Swords also says follow your curiosity. I think I've been talking about this for, 4 years on my channel at least, that really I think the secret sauce right now is for people to kind of really move towards just variety. Seven of Cups, right? If we're trying to accomplish something, we should probably try all the different ways to accomplish our goal. And I know that sounds like a lot of work, and it probably is, but, it's kind of what we have to do. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Two of Swords again. So, here's the thing, is that the Ace of Swords is your truth. The Two of Swords, she has those swords crossed over her heart. She's trying to protect her heart. So she might be trying to protect her truth, or she's not revealing her truth. And this can say that if you reveal your truth, you will be setting yourself free. So again, there might be something that you want to do it in your life, but maybe you're afraid of judgment, or maybe you're afraid people are going to make fun of you, or whatever the case may be. And this kind of says you really need to do it anyway, whatever it is. With the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a card of abundance and success in a lot of ways, a card of gathering your resources. With the Page of Wands, this could say that you're on this new adventure to discover more resources, or maybe you don't even know this yet. Maybe you don't even know that kind of finishing up your dream or whatever your vision is going to lead to more resources. In the area of the good stuff, you have the Silent Wisdom card and the Sacred Ceremony card. Yeah, I think it is not a time to stay silent with your wisdom. Here's the thing that I will tell you, is that we have Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius is the collective, of course, and anything that can benefit the collective will benefit you. So if there are things that you know about life that you think you want to share anywhere, it could be like on YouTube, or maybe you just by being a living example, doing those things is what's going to benefit you the most over the next 19 something years. And so I keep encouraging people to like shine their light, and you can do this in so many different ways, but that's what I would do. You have the World, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Cups. The World is, of course, an accomplishment. I think more importantly than that, with the Hierophant and the High Priestess, this is all about you kind of putting your vision into the world, or securing a vision in the world by getting started or finish. I think you already have started, like I said, with that Blessed card. But I think this is about maybe having to reinvent your project or your dream, or needing to regenerate it, like I said, with that Starfish card, or needing to make the changes necessary to bring it down to earth, even though you've tried probably a bunch of times with that Blessed card. But the World really says if you do it, you will have an accomplishment. You have the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is really good in the good stuff because it says you are setting yourself free. Eight of Swords is all about self-imposed restriction, or only seeing one way of doing things when there are many. But coming up in the good stuff here, it would say that you are finally opening up to all the solutions that exist in your life, and you are setting yourself free. You have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups could, of course, be a love offer or an opportunity in love for you. So if you want love, definitely here. Also, Page of Cups is really good for working on your dream as well. We don't know if that fish exists or not. That fish might be his pet, might be part of his imagination, but all that I know is that he needs to grab onto that fish and bring it down to earth. So he needs to manifest his dream in this reality, and that's what the Page of Cups says. So do it. With the World, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords, I kind of feel like this could be your energy, even though you're not necessarily the Queen of Swords. Again, I kind of feel that you're just showing up in a very clear position. The Queen of Swords is clear for the first time, or she has clarity for the first time. So I think you are gaining a lot of clarity, or you have gained clarity on your path or your journey, and now you know what to do to accomplish whatever you're accomplishing. Yeah, with the Eight of Swords, yes, you have the Knight of Pentacles. If you have been stuck, like I said, with that Blessed card for a long time, Knight of Pentacles in the good stuff would say you're finally making progress, or you're finally moving things forward. Again, you have 3 Knights here as well, so I really do feel that there could be like an important news, or a good news, or an important message that's coming in for you as well. Definitely popped into my head earlier. With the Page of Cups, you have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is about disappointment, but in the good stuff, again, it would say that you are turning around, you're seeing these 2 cups, and you're getting this bridge and the castle. So this really says that you're releasing something that was a disappointment, and you're being grateful for what you have, which is how we kind of set ourselves free from the disappointment of the Five of Cups, and obviously this is a good thing. You have this Ram card. It says a stubborn, aggressive person. I've said to everyone, Mars retrograde. This Mars retrograde is happening in Leo, which could be ego, right? And so I would be careful of anyone in your life that has like a big ego or is reacting to things out of ego. I would definitely be careful. You have this horseshoe card. It says good luck. I would move towards luck, is really what I feel like this is saying. Like, I think we are in a lucky time, but luck is preparation. If you haven't been preparing, you're not going to get lucky. I always tell people it's like luck is basically education. In business, if you want to be more lucky, you just have to educate yourself more about the business you do. If you know more, you'll be more lucky. So if you want to be lucky, I think you should be educating yourself on, whatever area of your life you want to get lucky in. I would also say that if something seems lucky, I would just keep doing whatever that is. Like if you're doing something in work or business that keeps working, keep doing it. And it's just that simple. You have this purse card that says pay attention to your finances. I actually feel pretty good about money for you. So, but again, this could say pay attention so that you don't waste it. Again, if you're making money, make sure that you're holding on to that money. You're not losing it to things that aren't important or whatever the case may be. You have this kangaroo card that says unsettled times need to plan ahead. Yeah, and we are in a time of chaos until 2033. So as far as I'm concerned, I would just be, paying attention. You have this parrot. It says someone will gossip about you and all your secrets. Mars retrograde, plain and simple. Mars retrograde is notorious for gossip, like people talking behind your back. Mars retrograde also says do not take part in gossip because it will come back to you after the retrograde. So really, I always think of Mars retrograde as a good time to kind of like focus on yourself, keep to yourself. That doesn't mean you can't interact with people and things like that, but just says stay out of the drama. And as long as you do that, you'll be fine. If you don't, it's going to come back to bite you. So there you go. But this looks pretty good here, Libra. I like it. Thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.